女性の皆様はレディースデーが絶対お得。通常料金よりお得なスペシャルプライスにて映画をご鑑賞いただけます。はい。もちろんお二人ともレディースデーが適用されます。念のためですけど、女性ですよね。あ、怒ってますね。確実に怒ってますよね。すいません。Sadako vs Kayako.
What's going on, guys? We're going to think about reviews, and let's start talking that Ring Girl versus that Grudge Girl. Sadako versus Kayako. It's a Japanese horror film, and if you know the two characters, from American version, it's The Ring. Yes, that horror movie, The Ring, that girl, that when you watch that tape, you will die. Versus honestly, The Ring, the American version, I've only seen the American version. I've seen maybe bits and parts of the Japanese versions of these actual two horror icons or characters. They're pretty much icons. Everybody knows who these two are. Boy, was this movie dreadful. Just absolutely boring as shit. Sadako is the Ring Girl, right? She is basically the meat of this movie. And honestly, when I was thinking about it while I was watching it, she has to be. Because the Kayako, she has Toshio. Toshio is that boy who's like, goes like a cat. So she's always cooped up in the house. So how are we going to get this story going? So they use Sadako. Of course, two girls stumble upon this tape. They watch. One of the girls actually watches the tape, while the other one doesn't watch the tape. And she watches the tape, and she has 2 days to live. But luckily, the professor is super gets a hard on from this urban legend. Says if you guys ever had this tape, I would pay you a boatload of money. Give me the tape. Just give me the damn tape. And they do. They go to him. They're like, oh, how do we stop this? He's like, oh, is this real? And he watches it himself. What an idiot. This movie is mostly about that. It's mostly about the Ring Girl. It's not about the Grudge Girl. It's not, maybe to the end, but she's barely in the damn movie. Who cut this shit? She is barely in the movie. And then we have another side story involving her, and there's these boys that go into the house. There's a girl who just moves right next to the Hayako's house, so the house is calling to her. And remember, Hayako can't go outside. She can't go out. She can't leave that house. She is forever trapped in the house with Toshio. Is this like Freddy versus Jason? No, it's not. Freddy vs. Jason, actually, as much of it is not horror at all, and it's to the point where it's very funny. It's entertaining. It's entertaining to actually see Freddy vs. Jason, and when they actually fight. Freddy vs. Jason lives up, and they actually fight. In this movie, Sadako vs. Kayako, they don't really fight. They don't do shit. You could think of a lot of different ways to at least make it entertaining, but honestly, Kayako is just going down the stairs, and she can't even stand up. Sadako is just like, bitch, be gone. Really got interesting and a little bit more entertaining once this guy comes in. Once this guy comes in, he's like this brass, he's smug. He's the John Constantine of the Japanese horror story. And of course, he has to have a blind girl alongside with him. She could sense the presence of all these demons and all these ghouls. He's going, at one point, Sadako gets a hold of him with her little shadow caster. Bitch! He was the more entertaining character out of all the characters in here. The professor, I actually did like the professor, but he makes stupid ass decisions along this film. And he generally is trying to help these two girls who watch the tape, because that's why the story is going, because these two girls watch the tape and they're trying to figure out how to escape death. One of them is okay. She's likable. She's the one that didn't watch the tape. She's just trying to help her friend. Honestly, this mess happened because of her. Her other friend who's been cursed, who has 2 days to live. My God, she is annoying as hell. She is so unlikable, where the whole point of us, I think, is to want her to live. There is no way we want her to live. We're like, fuck that girl. She is whiny. She is malicious. She does shit in here where it's like, why should you live? Why should you live? Because the shit you're doing, I get everything's going to shit, but there's certain moments in this film where there's actually hints of hope, but she can't wait for hope. She's just like, fuck you guys, and fuck you too for giving your fault. One particular scene that was really entertaining was the whole exorcism scene, and that scene was actually entertaining. That scene actually had something going on there, but it was laughable. It was very laughable. The performances were very over the top. I think the direction was just lazy. They just instead of using different angles to make it a little bit more creepy, a little bit more intense, it's really a still just like, here's the tripod, look at that chick, look at her eyes go white. Like, move the camera around. This movie, if there's not a lot of things going on, you should do something creative when it comes to the camera work and just the overall direction. But this director doesn't do that. Something happens at the end of this movie where I'm like, bullshit. Like, bullshit. Is it a grand, good film? No, it's not. It's not a good film. It just disappoints all around. And there's a lot of promotion for this film, but this film doesn't deliver. This film is too slow paced. There's nothing that happens. The characters are either very unlikable or idiots in this film. The scares that do happen are not scary. The only things that are entertaining is maybe the exorcism, the little last part of the end, and this one particular scene with these kids going inside the house. Other than that, you don't get a balance between the two horror characters. These two characters you went to go see fight. No, you get more of Sadako than Kayako, and it's dreadful, man. Thank you guys for listening. If you haven't already, please subscribe to the channel. Would really appreciate it. Like the video if you like it, and comment below. Love to hear you guys' thoughts. Do I recommend this movie? Hell to the no, I do not recommend this movie. You're better off trying to find something else, and that will actually give you a little bit of goosebumps, but this movie does not, and it's not even as entertaining as Freddy vs. Jason. What can I say? So like I always say, guys, grab a tick, grab a seat, make sure you got some good popcorn to eat. I'll see you at the cinema. I'm down to make it now, son!